House of the Rising Sun is a super cool and fun song to play on the guitar, and it has a very unique technique in it that we're going to be going over in this video, but there's a very specific timing that you guys need to be aware of, so let's get into it. So there's a couple of different timing things that I want to make you aware of. The first is that this song is in what we call 6/8 time, meaning we're going to be counting in sixes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Versus a 4/4 time where we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're going to feel like you can sway a bit to this song. So that's the first timing component, and I'm going to go over the second one a little bit later when we talk about that unique technique. So first let's talk about the chords that we're going to be using. We have A minor, C, D, E major, and we have an F bar chord, okay? And that's going to put this song a little bit more in the intermediate realm because we are using a bar chord and because of the picking techniques that we're going to be using here. So let's talk about the picking that we're going to be using. We're going to be using arpeggios on these chords. Now, an arpeggio is when you individually pick the notes of a chord versus just like strumming them through. And I'm going to teach you the rake later, but right now we're going to start with our timing, okay? Because that's what I do on this channel. If you don't know me, my name is Lauren Bateman, and I make guitar make sense by breaking things down and then adding on to it and getting it more difficult. But we got to start with the foundation, and that's our 6/8 timing here. So let's start with our A minor chord. We've got 6 notes we're going to pick. 6/8 time, 6 notes. We're going to start with our A minor chord, and you would play this the same whether you're playing an A minor chord or a C chord because those are both 5-string chords. Now with the A minor, we're going to start with the bass note on the 5th string, okay? 5th string, and we're going to go 5th string, 3rd string, 2nd string, 1st string, 2nd string, 3rd string, and we're going to be picking down, 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 up, up, down, 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 up, up. So that gives us our 6/8 timing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if it were a C chord, it would sound like this. Very, very common arpeggio pattern used in lots and lots of songs, all right? Let's talk about what we're going to do with the 6-string chords because there's a slight difference. So this would be our F chord and our E major chord. They're both 6-string chords. And we'll start with the E major chord. And for this, we're going to start with the top string as our bass note, okay? The 6th string, the thick string. And it's going to go 6, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. So nothing changes on the bottom. The change happens in the top. 6th string, 3rd string, 2nd string, 1st string, 2nd string, 3rd string again. Now if you have an F chord, something I want to make you guys aware of if you're learning bar chords, so this might happen on your F chord when you're playing. You might go, you might get that muting sound on those bottom 1 or 2 strings. Usually what that means is that you're not squeezing enough with the bottom of the finger. So just squeeze a little bit more, put a little bit more pressure on the bottom of the fretboard. So even that, I still didn't do it right. There we go. So see, I'm not perfect. I still make mistakes, so you may play through and you might need to adjust, okay? So we got the muting, fix that finger, and let that string ring through. Okay, so you might need to play around with the F bar chord, but this is a great song for working out that slight little mechanic. Before we get into that really cool technique, just one more chord to go. We have the D chord, and this is a 4-string chord, so it's a little different. You're just going to be going 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 4th string. So our 5-string chords, the bass note is the 5th string. For our 6-string chords, the bass note is the 6th string. And for our 4-string chord, the bass note is the 4th string. So if I just played through the intro on just the arpeggios without the special technique, it would sound like this. So it sounds nice, right? But it doesn't sound exactly like the song or exactly like what I played in the intro to this video. So Lauren, how do we do that? So the technique I'm going to show you is called a rake, but there's a couple things you need to know to do this properly. Let's start off with our A minor chord, and this is what it's going to sound like. Okay, can you hear that? Bum, ba-da-dum. So what I'm doing is I'm getting an extra string in, and I'm actually using a down strum, but I'm not going strumming straight through. I'm not doing that. Kind of dragging the pick along the strings. But I'm doing it a little bit faster. Okay, so how do I do this? What I'm doing is I'm picking that bass note, and my pick is resting on the next string. So I'm picking through the 5th string. Now my pick, you can hear that, is resting on the next string, the 4th string, getting ready to strum down. I hit the next 3 strings and I land. I don't go through the bottom string, I land on the bottom string because we're going to pick that one. So we're still going to pick the last 3 notes. Okay, so that's the hard part, is picking through the 5th string, landing on that 4th string, picking down through the 1st string, landing on that 1st string, and then picking up. Same for these 6 string chords. You're going to have to get 2 extra notes in there in the same timing. That's why it's so important just to work on that 6/8 timing first. Because once you get the foundation of the timing, you're like, okay, I gotta fit that rake in between this bass note and this bottom note. It's kind of like a ba-da-dum, bum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum. Now the D chord poses a little bit of an issue because it's only a 4-string chord. So you can't really do the rake that well. You could just pick it in that straight time if you want to, or you can rake through, but you're going to be sitting on that bottom string just a little bit longer, so whatever works for you. So you can still do the rake, but it doesn't sound quite as nice as the 5-string and the 6-string chords. I think that's where the technique really, really shines through. The great thing about House of the Rising Sun is once you learn one verse, you've learned the entire song because the chord progression is so repetitive. But within the verse itself, it's not so repetitive. So if I show you this rake technique over this first verse, if you guys want to play along with me, you can always use the settings cog to slow things down, or if you just want to listen for that rake sound. Ready? Here we go. Here we go. There is a house in New Orleans, they call the rising sun, and it's been the ruin of many a poor boy. God, I know I'm one. An important thing I want to mention for you guys is you notice sometimes I didn't always play or hit the right note every time. This isn't about being perfect, it's about having fun. And the great things with arpeggios is that even if you hit the wrong note, as long as you keep the timing is the most important part with this song. If you hit the wrong bass note, don't make a big stink about it, just keep playing, it'll sound good. If you want to work more on the timing of your picking and learn how to seamlessly go between picking and strumming, I have a really great video over here that you should click on where I'm going to tell you step by step how to go between picking and strumming. Click on that video. I'll see you guys over there.